My name is Steve Serbalik. I'm an attorney and I live in District 3 in the city of Phoenix. I represent police officers throughout the state of Arizona. Most of my practice is concentrated in Maricopa County, and I'm proud that a significant part of my professional work involves representation of Phoenix officers and supervisors. Today, I'd like to talk about three main topics. I'll cover Phoenix's current procedures, other procedures both in Arizona and across the country, and finally, the concept of truth-finding and community trust. The takeaway of this video is this: I would hope that everyone is committed to truth-finding, to effective processes, and to decisions based upon facts and best practices. So first, I'd like to discuss Phoenix's current procedure. Members of the public and members of Phoenix's governing bodies should know that Phoenix's procedure serves as a model of transparency and civilian involvement. Subject matter experts conduct investigations, but they don't reach conclusions on their own. Major incidents are reviewed, often repeatedly, by panels that include civilian involvement. Phoenix City Management has previously presented information that outlines three principles that civilian review can address: review-focused, auditor-monitor, and investigations. Here in Phoenix, civilian engagement for the practices already in place addresses each and every one of those principles through multiple levels of review. For the review-focused principle, the department long ago established Chiefs Advisory Boards. These engage civilians hear directly from the community members that they represent, and the department regularly addresses these concerns, up to and including executive staff. As to the auditing and monitoring function, there is undoubtedly effective and engaged civilian processes to hold sworn investigators accountable. Civilians on the Use of Force Board and the Discipline Review Boards are free to ask questions of investigators, involved employees, and even supervisors. As to the investigations principle, these civilians can, and sometimes do, ask investigators for follow-up on sensitive cases or where the facts need further development. Also on the investigation side, for officers involved shootings and in-custody deaths, the county attorney's office is right there during the scene investigation, and a panel of expert attorneys review each and every critical incident. What this means is that all evidence is gathered, and all reports are written knowing that civilian review will occur, knowing that questions will be asked, and knowing that objective fact-finding is critical to making decisions based upon objective evidence and true, fully informed reports. Phoenix's model is actually similar to the model used by the state bar to regulate lawyers like me. For lawyers, staff attorneys at the bar conduct fact-finding and issue a report and recommendation. Final action cases are reviewed by a panel that contains a mix of lawyers and civilians to review whether or not a complaint goes forward. So to bring the conversation back to policing and to what the public and city council should respectfully consider, is whether investigations uncover the facts and whether there is a meaningful review of the department's actions that the community can trust. I'm proud to say that Phoenix has this. It has robust fact-finding. It has meaningful civilian review. And it has an investigation and discipline process that's based upon finding the truth that all those who are involved can trust and defend. In any good review process, there is no room for outside pressure. We wouldn't want a court system where politics or influence can hide results. The engaged civilians at all levels of the Phoenix police discipline process take their jobs seriously. They avoid outside pressure, and their results, while not perfect, are remarkable. This brings me to my final concept. Community trust is based upon truth. I don't always agree with Chief Williams or the decisions of some members of her staff. But what's truly impressive is that she's dedicated consistently and always to a process that stands up to scrutiny. In fact, each and every internal investigation, each and every shooting investigation is subject to public scrutiny. This is relatively unique in the United States. This isn't the case in many states, including my original home state of New York. And I personally believe that this transparency serves the public trust well. Speaking of public trust, it doesn't begin and end with oversight. In Phoenix, engaged and concerned members of the public are invited to participate and learn about their department in ways that are unheard of in many other locations. The department has a civilian police academy and a ride-along program that is groundbreaking and helping those that have a sincere interest in learning about the department actually engage. So with that, I'd like to reiterate that Phoenix already has civilian review in multiple levels that's industry leading, from civilian involvement in active chiefs advisory boards, to the use of force board, to the discipline review board, and finally, to an active, engaged, and dedicated civil service board. This model of blending civilian involvement with expert investigations is a best practice across industries and serves the city well. And this process, combined with Arizona's public records laws and the department engagement with those that are truly interested in being helpful partners to make our community better, allows the truth to be determined in Phoenix Police Department investigations and maintains public trust. Finally, I'd like to leave you all with this thought. Please tread carefully. Although it's not perfect, the Phoenix Police Department has the best, bar none, investigative and review process of anywhere in all of Arizona. I firmly believe that the public and Phoenix's elected officials should be proud of that and should not rush into making any decisions that could diminish the effectiveness and truth finding of what we already have.